And we are in game number 1. Welcome everyone. Hera playing with Britons, TaToH playing with Cumans. We have Hideout. We knew what was coming. The colors are going to remain as they are, and that will enable predictions for the first one, alright? Starting with, yes, game number 1. Who wins it? Option 1 will be the blue color, so that we keep consistency with in-game colors. So option 1 will be Hera. Option 2 will be TaToH. There we go. Let's also fix this, by the way. Remove the prefix, and there we are. It's good. Yeah, no problem. The predictions are on for about 5 minutes for you to use your channel points to try and predict who you think is going to win. There we go. For these civilizations, starting with Hera's, we get a 50% wood discount for TC starting in the Castle Age. We're gonna get in addition to that 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the Castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmisher units. While for a team bonus, they'll get also 20% faster working archer ranges. Something else as well is that they have 25% faster working shepherds, so that's going to help. TaToH instead playing with Cumans will get the ability to go for a second TC in the Fuel Age, the ability to go for the Capram upgrade in the Castle Age, as well as the ability to go for... Yeah, we talked about the siege workshops in the Fuel Age. Not really sure, but they can only go for battering rams from those in the Fuel Age, and then they also get a discount on archer ranges and stables. Team bonus will make Palisades 33% stronger, so if we take a look, Palisades over here, 150 versus 200 for these players. Shouldn't really make too much of a difference, and I don't think it's going to matter too much. TaToH is really going up to the Fuel Age, and 19 population ready to rumble. He's got the second TC on side. And he should be able to get it as soon as he gets up. Oh, TaToH's pushing the deer away though. It's getting some damage done over here. At the very least, it's delaying Hera's economy a little bit. I'm a TaToH fan, but Hera with Britons is always scary. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I saw somebody earlier, I think it might have been Borean, that he already had the Doritos ready, right? So I imagine that probably means that he's rooting for TaToH. Interestingly enough, TaToH's bringing some villagers forward already. He's got the scout over here at hand, so he might be able to step on the foundations over there and prevent the foundations from coming up. Not quite. Shouldn't really be able to get anything done with these villagers, though, even if he was able to come in because of Hera's defender's advantage. And this is very interesting. TaToH's going for a tower right away, and no extra TC, at the very least not yet. He will have the resources for a second TC anyway, though. But he's putting pressure, and what this does is this prevents Hera from getting a clean, fast castle push against TaToH going. So if the red player, sorry, is able to go for the second TC, and he's got the foundation coming up already, and keeps the tower push coming up while still being able to go for extra villagers, he should be in a very good spot, as Hera will have a harder time going up to the Castle Age, no matter what he wants to go for, no matter if he wants to go for full TC boom or if he wants to go for full aggression. And here comes TaToH. He gets the first tower up. Second tower. Potentially get this one up. He's going for an outpost over there. If he wants to connect the towers and build a chain over here, he would want to go for the tower around here probably. Probably over here rather, so that he also can push the villagers away from the goal over there. Although at this point I don't think he's got the vision to know that, right? He knows the mining camp, so he knows there's something there. I think this is the correct way to play Cumans. You do something before you start going for the second TC. It could be really good. This could be really good. With one villager, that TC will take about 25 years to build. I'm pretty sure he is sending more now. Or he was going to send some more. He's sending some more now, so that's going to be 4. 5 on food. Not the best, but so long as he can keep one TC running at the very least, he can always keep on going for extra food later. And right now, the name of the game for TaToH is delaying Hera. Doesn't seem to be doing too much. Yes, he pushed him away from gold. But Hera's going up to the Castle Age anyway. Still has access to stone over here if he can collect from it. Could potentially utilize the market to get gold by selling the extra resources. However, the house is going down over here. We'll see TaToH go for yet another tower. He could try, at the very least. And I would imagine another tower around here will be good. Probably a little bit closer to the wall line, right? So that he can try and push some villagers away from here. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be quite as good. Yeah, he's got the tower foundation coming up. If we take a look at the range of this one, it doesn't really target the lumberjacks. Still. Does Hera see the gold on the left side of his wall? Good question. And he doesn't! There are only 2 gold steals away up. This one in front. And this one. And TaToH. Yeah, not so much. He's gonna be just chilling over here. 11-foot worker. So now he'll be able to keep both DCs running. And Hera will fall behind the worker count. But what can he do once he gets to the castle? He's got almost enough resources. Actually, yeah, he's got almost enough resources to go for 2 TCs. Remember that they come at a 50% discount for Britons. And it seems to me like he's gonna try to use those to secure his economy. If he can get a TC up close to the towers over here, he will be able to clean these up, but that's going to be, of course, less than ideal positioning, especially as he already has a TC over here to work with. Here's game plan, seems questionable. Let the opponent build all towers and deal with it later. Yeah, Siege Workshop over here coming up. That is a beautiful tower for TaToH. Fantastic location. He ended up, you know, kind of forcing a reaction from Hera. And it's gonna take some time before Hera is actually able to clean these towers up, especially because they protect each other simultaneously. Beautiful. So what do we get? We get a ram from Hera. And because he's got the tower over here, it's going to be pretty difficult for TaToH to take the ram down without taking damage from the towers, right? So he's trying to garrison the villagers. Pretty difficult. The tower is taking a lot of damage. Field Age tower is not anywhere near as good as Castle Age towers, and that one goes down. So now Hera gets access to the stone once again. I don't think this really does too much for him anyway. At the very least, he prevents the villagers from the wood from getting pushed away. But this goal is still denied. And if we take a look at Hera's point of view, he's got no idea about where the other goal is. He barely knows about the stone, but it's kind of exposed, so it's not best for him either. At this point in time, as Hera's still kind of stuck in 1 TC, and he had the ability to go for extra TCs earlier, but by going for the tower, he denies that as he uses the stone, right? As he's still in 1 TC, TaToH manages to keep on getting ahead in villager count as if Hera was still in the village. The only thing that getting to the Castle Age has given Hera is the tools with which to push the towers down. But TaToH doesn't care about that. He's gonna be on his way to the Castle Age not much longer from now as he keeps on working towards his stronger economy, right? He's got 13 extra workers. And Hera's going over the left-hand side to get the first extra TC up. And TaToH, yes, manages to click out to the Castle Age in the next 3 minutes or so. At the very least, she should be able to prevent Hera from catching up in worker count.
Yay.
Sup? Hey, Kundis, didn't the sub alert already come up the other day? I'm pretty sure it did, didn't it? Yes. Regardless. Yeah, it seems like Hera's finally cleaning this up. We might see a 30C come up. Oh, you meant to say, sup? Hi. Welcome back as well. Darren's doing a great job at keeping the TCs going. Overall, yeah, he got a little bit of extra idle TC time, but that is to be expected when he's got 2 TCs and you don't really have the economy to keep your production going, right? But he's managed to stabilize. He's got another tower on the left-hand side, and he's in a pretty good position. Good attitude, thank you so much. for the sub, and that is a sub that I absolutely love. A prime sub. Yes! Love to see it. Take that Bezos money and give it to me. Free for you, really good for me. If we get enough of these, we are going to offset for the $250 or so that Amazon just ripped us off for. And ideally we'll be able to finally get the audio interface anyway. TaToH gets another tower coming up very soon over here. The outpost comes up first to see where a good location for the tower is. He's got another one up in the north. He doesn't really have enough to go for one. Now he gets enough and he's going for it. And we take a look at Hera's point of view. He's got no idea about this one. Beautiful location for TaToH. Completely calculated as well. And this will end up pushing Hera away from the left-hand side as well. TaToH still doesn't get enough resources to go up to the castle, but he still retains an 18 villager lead against Hera anyway. Despite the fact that Hera's got the extra TC. Blue players be getting a little bit of extra idle TC time over here as well, and while TaToH was getting earlier some extra idle TC time, he managed to stabilize. Now, that's gonna be the case for Hera as well. Once he gets the villagers back to work, he'll be able to keep on both TCs going. Beautiful castle. TaToH's finally getting close to having enough to go up, not right away. He's going for a market instead, so we'll see him try to utilize the market to go up a little bit sooner. And he should be, yeah, on his way up, right? We might see some villagers go down over there. Scouts are still very relevant for TaToH. He ended up getting ball lines for these, yes. But I don't think that's going to delay him too much. If he uses the market, he should be... There we go. He's using the market right now. He should be on his way to the castle age very soon. At this point in time, TaToH's got a 20 villager lead over Hera, which is great. And now villager goes down to the scout. Well done. There is another weak villager over here from the blue player. TaToH might be able to doink it if he commits to it, but... Oh no, it's not a weak villager actually. Hera's repairing the ram. My bad. Yeah, and TaToH's gonna try to repair the tower over there while he goes for more towers on the left. Let's just take a look to see how much control on the left-hand side TaToH still has after Hera has gotten the castle up, the second TC up, the third TC up, and took many of these down with the rams. That is still a lot of area that is kind of deprived from Hera. TaToH's gonna be in the castle age, right, in about a minute and 20 seconds, so Hera doesn't seem like he'll be able to catch up in worker count quite yet. And TaToH should still be in a pretty good position. He's going up to the castle age with a much stronger economy. Let's take a look at the gather economy time so far. It's looking pretty good for TaToH. By how much? Almost 2 full hours. And with 6 hours and 34 minutes of gather economy time for Hera, that represents almost a 30% lead for TaToH in gather economy time. 2 hours or 120 minutes at 20 resources per minute in an ideal situation usually will amount to over 2,000 extra resources that TaToH has collected. A lot of these resources he spent going for the towers, so many of those resources he already kind of traded for, right? So he got the towers up and now the towers are going down. Many of those resources he utilized to go for the extra TC earlier, for the extra farms as well. So it's not just pure profit for TaToH just yet. A lot of that had to pay off. But he gets to the castle age and he still retains a 9 worker lead over Hera. So from this point onwards, TaToH should be able to keep his gather economy lead over here. And if Hera plays catch up over here, and now that TaToH's getting the third TC, I was going to mention we need a third TC for the red player. Now that we have 3 TCs for both players, or are about to have 3 TCs for both players, Hera's going to be playing catch up against a moving target. And TaToH is going to keep the lead consistent. At the very least, once the extra TC goes up anyway. This happened 3 weeks ago with all be clapping now. True. That was very nice to hear as well. Whenever I had the clean feed on. Just people going wild. Who here, by the way, is planning to go to the Grand Melee? Or are you waiting for announcements as to who's going to participate and who's going to be casting and whatnot? Golik! Thanks so much for the raid. It's appreciated. Welcome, welcome everyone. I hope you had a great stream and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream from Golik. We are in the middle of game number 1 between TaToH and Hera. The most anticipated series of the day, I think, for most people. And Hera, he's struggled to rid himself of the towers from TaToH. He's finally managed to clean up the majority, but still, there are some towers still up from TaToH that will be annoying in the future, unless Hera can take care of these, such as this one, denying this gold. This one on the left hand side, still denying the stone, right? And this gold, or securing this gold for TaToH. And now 4TC is coming up for both Hera and TaToH, although TaToH's going to get his up a little bit earlier, I think. Probably not gonna be going to the Grand Melee, unless you're casting. Well, if it's open casting, I'll be casting from home, of course, but I wouldn't be able to go over there. I think there is actually enough time for me to get a visa, but come on. How am I ever going to get to the venue in the first place, so... Never mind. I'm still clapping for TaToH, especially against Hera. My favorite game was Hera vs TaToH in Healing Cup 3 and Golden Cup. I think the name of the map. Healing Cup 3 and Golden Cup. Oh, okay. And they go into invite casters. I have no idea. I haven't really gotten touched. I haven't gotten in touch with anyone yet, or nobody has gotten in touch with me rather. So I haven't really gotten contact from anyone, and at this time there wouldn't really be enough time, I think, to prepare everything, even if I was invited. I saw though in the website from the event that this tournament is going to form part of, that they have streamer booths up for rent. So I think if you are a streamer and you can get there to the LAN and you can rent one of the booths, you can stream from the venue. But I'm not really sure if they're going to have invited people. I'm not really sure. This application would take longer than the tournament last? Yeah, for sure. Was it 2 days? 3 days of tournament? Anyway. Finally, Hera ends up pushing TaToH away from the left-hand side over here. The red player bails. And he's going up to the Imperial Age. TaToH, that is. Let's take a look at gather economy time. It was about 2 hours before of a lead for TaToH, right? Now, it's extended to 3 hours and 12 minutes of extra gather economy time for TaToH. That is huge. That's gonna represent hundreds of extra resources. No wonder TaToH is able to go up to the Imperial Age so much earlier. He's collecting stone as well, so we'll see a castle come up at some point from TaToH. And Hera, well, Hera's got the Lombos coming out already, going for on the left-hand side. TaToH realized about this. He should have vision, although he didn't react in time. He should know about this. TaToH? Hello? Rip. DC? Let's take a look at the APM. No, he is there. He's got some stables forward, going for some light cavalry as well. I guess once he gets to the Imperial Age, that's gonna be a little bit better once he gets the Hussar upgrade, but... yeah, I don't know. It feels like he kind of dropped the ball over there a little bit. Beautiful. Imperial Age is here for TaToH, so what do we see? We see Cavalier coming up. No Hussar, he's got Blade, Bard, and Armor on the way as well. So Light Cavalry are naturally going to get stronger, and now TaToH's going for the forward castle. I was wondering where he was going to place the castle, because if he had vision of Hera's push coming up on the left-hand side, or actually a defensive castle would have made sense. But he's gonna choose to risk it over here. Just try to rely on the TCs for protection, and instead going for the forward castle over here. Because this is in the Imperial Age already, getting the castle up over here puts him in a very good spot, as going for trebuchets should allow him to prevent Hera from going for any extra Lombos. Not only if he takes the castles down, but even if the castles still stay up from Hera for a little while, he's gonna be forced into trebuchet production, so he won't be able to keep on going for Lombos too much. And on the right hand side, we have Step Lancers. And the Knights coming over against the Longbows. 10 seconds away from the Cavalier upgrade. We have already +3, +4, so it doesn't seem like even the Cavalier upgrade is going to be necessary. The Longbows are going down. With only Castle Age units, the Imperial Age armor for TaToH's units will clean up Hera's army. And all of a sudden, TaToH's looking great. First trebuchet is already up, and he's got the second one on the way. On the left-hand side, while Hera, once he gets to the Imperial Age, of course, he'll be able to go for triple trebuchet production, but that's going to come at a pretty cost. We'll be able to get many of the upgrades he needs to take advantage of the Imperial Age, namely Bracer, of course, chemistry, you name it. It's going to be pretty difficult for Hera to go for everything. There we are. And Paladin's coming out for TaToH now too. Iron casting. Third trebuchet on the way for TaToH is deploying both these, so this castle should be going down from Hera no matter what. Although I think TaToH is very likely to end up losing his own castle too, so long as Hera has trebuchets come up. Eventually he'll be able to take TaToH's castle over here, but TaToH's got a bunch of villagers though. He should be able to repair the castle for 2 trebuchets worth of damage. 3 trebuchets is going to be a little harder, and Hera, he was struggling to go for 3 trebuchets. He's got Halberdier coming up right now, and yeah, his economy was not strong enough to go for everything at the same time. But he's going finally for the 3rd trebuchet. Although it seems like this castle is probably going down before the threat comes out. Nah, he's getting it. He's getting it. Rams will be absolutely fantastic for TaToH. There is one thing that Britain struggle. One of the things that Britain struggle against quite a bit is sea tramps. Especially right now that he's relying for the most part on Halberdier. Right? Some siege is going to put TaToH in a much better position. Some siege. Wood shield, I guess, as opposed to meat shield. Hey, Piter. Hi, hi. There we go. The castle went down. From Hera. He doesn't have Warwolf coming up anytime soon, so TaToH might still, if he just ignores the trebuchets from Hera, might actually be able to go after the next castles, and he's going for it. Let's back the trebuchets up. He's gotta be careful though. These can go down pretty quickly if he doesn't move this. If he doesn't move them and unpack them elsewhere. The Paladin are coming over though. Hera's struggling big time. That DC seems like it's going down very soon. The Halberdier are moving over now from Hera towards the Paladin, but TaToH's paying attention. Loses the castle. We were expecting this to be the case, but still has all 3 trebs left to go after the next castles, and he knows about both these. If he targets the one on the left-hand side, he's still going to have enough range to target the one on the right-hand side anyway afterwards. And if we take a look, it seems like he's got, yeah, he's got enough range with all 3 trebuchets to target both these castles. Very important to TaToH to try and keep the trebuchets up, though. He needs to send some villagers over here. These, maybe. The other ones. He's already taken a big shot over here. Seems like he's just relying on trying to get the trebuchets down himself by brute force. But will be very difficult given that he cannot really get to the trebuchets without facing the Halberdier. You know, the trebuchet is taking a lot of damage, and that's going down. Only 2 trebs left for TaToH, but he takes the castle down! And he can go after the next castle. I think he still has range, doesn't he? He doesn't. He doesn't actually. The range that we had was from the previous trebuchet. It's looking pretty darn good for TaToH so far. He's got so much gold over here. Do Cumans have an answer for Halberdier other than skirmishers? Cumans? I would say just the skirmishers if you are kind of strived for gold. But if you still have access to gold, the Paladin is obviously going to be the unit to go because it's going to be a power unit. A much more pop efficient unit compared to the Halberdier. If you can get the 20 population with a strong army of Paladin, you'll still take the Halberdier down, no problem. TaToH, he finally brings some villagers over. He's gonna try and keep all the trebuchets up over here while he tries to go after the castle. And Hera runs out of stone though. He cannot keep on repairing this castle. It's going down very soon. He's not relying on longbows anymore, so this castle won't really be something. Whoa! Hera calls the GG right there. I was just in the middle of saying this castle won't really be much of a letdown for Hera in terms of production potential, but in terms of defenses, it's huge. That was the only fortification that Hera had left, so if he lost the castle, then TaToH will be left only on... Sorry, Hera will be left only on TCs to protect himself, and TaToH shouldn't really struggle against TCs with Paladin, right? The Captain upgrade was coming up, and TaToH was going to finally pursue the Sea Tram upgrade. So Hera takes the L in game number 1. TaToH won! Hera Neil. Let's go through the achievements over here. And yes, this might be a different setting compared to Empire Wars, compared to Red Bull Wololo. Doesn't matter? Most definitely not. People will still be hyped, still be psyched about the series. And I imagine anybody rooting for TaToH is going to feel pretty frisky right now. Taking a look at economy, we'll see a stronger economy for TaToH. Got a better KD overall, which he kind of needed given the units he was going for. But the economy is just incredible. 16,000 extra resources. For society, we see a stronger society for TaToH, both for villager max count, but also for villagers total versus current amount towards the end of the game. As we see here, only ended up losing 2 villagers, while Hera ended up losing 46 villagers this game. So if he votes in that prediction and wanted more bones, well, there's going to be more chances for sure. Taking a look at APM, Hera did beat TaToH in this metric, but TaToH was fast enough to take the game anyway. And this is actually significantly faster compared to some of the other pro players that we saw earlier today. So TaToH not the slow player over here, even if Hera looks comparatively faster over here. TaToH's just fine. Let's go back. As we jump into the second game, we'll enable predictions in a moment. You're going to have 5 minutes to get your predictions going for who takes game number 2. Option 1 will remain, or we'll keep it as Hera. Option 2 will keep it as TaToH. So you have 5 minutes to get the predictions going. Let's go! Hera, playing with Khmer. Gets 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. No ability requirements for the Khmer at all, means that they can go up to the Fuel Age without Dark Age buildings, or to the Castle Age without Fuel Age buildings. It's not something that I would recommend them doing, but it's something that they can do. And especially on closed maps, that usually allows them to go up to the Castle Age extremely quickly by just bypassing the Fuel Age buildings. However, this is not a closed map. So over here, what's going to be more important for the Khmer is the stronger farmers that do not need mills or TCs to drop food on, and the ability to garrison villages inside houses. Team bonus gives them 1 extra range on Scorpion line weapons, but doesn't seem like it's going to be too important over here. Meanwhile, taking a look at TaToH civilization, the Chinese, we'll see that the red player begins with 3 extra villages and will be able to, for the most part, keep the 3 villager lead, because with 9 villagers at the gate, at the very beginning of this game mode, you do not really get too much idle TC time for the Chinese, and you can see that TaToH's already taking advantage of that. Besides that, they do get the 200 less food and 50 less food compared to other civilizations, as well as 5 extra line of sight on TCs and 5 higher population support. But yeah, besides that, I would say that's probably the most important. That and the discount for technologies, right? 10, 15, 20% cheaper upgrades for Chinese in the feudal, castle, and imperial ages. The team bonus is good, providing 10% additional food on farms. There we are. That'll be about it. Predictions are still going for about 3 more minutes. By the time you hear this, it's going to be open for about 3 more minutes. Option 1, Hera. Option 2, TaToH. You can use your channel points. And let's take a look at the map generation while we wait for the players to go up to the field edge, which shouldn't take too long. Starting with Hera, he's got the main goal for... Should we call this the main goal? I guess it is. It's 4 tiles, right? Or is it 3 tiles? Let me check. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to refer to this one as the main goal. So he's got the main goal forward, and then he's got the secondary goals to the sides. This one on the left-hand side, this one on the right-hand side. Stones, on the other hand, are not really readily available for him at all. However, he does have some berries on the right-hand side, and that's going to be about it. So all the resources seem to be kind of exposed. And because of the nature of this map, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to really secure many of these resources, namely the golds. The wood's going to be fine. He can just go for some quick walls like this, and then if he goes for another lumber camp over here, can go for something like this, the lumber camp, and then extra walls. But yeah, the golds are going to be a little bit of an issue. Taking a look at TaToH's map generation, on the other hand, he does have 1 back gold from the get-go. We can see it over here, which is good. It's not the main one, but it's still going to be save resources. And then the rest of the goals will be forward. So we have the main one and 2 secondary goals over here. Actually, neutral goals forward towards the right-hand side. Berries are forward as well, so not the best location for this resource for TaToH. And it seems like he's got a single big wool line on the back over here, which might have been just 2 wool lines merging together. I'm not really sure, actually. I think this might just be the one, though, in the end. I'm taking a look at the minimap, and it seems to be about the same size as the other ones. Right? I think so, right? Yeah, it's just one. Anyway, village is here in Hera. It's going for a stable. Doesn't need to go for a barracks. Just going for the stable. Left hand side. TaToH gets to the village and no buildings coming up at all. There we go. Took a little bit of time. It went for double bid-axe. And took him a little bit of time, but we see the stable coming up over here. Meanwhile, Hera already had the head start to it, so we're going to see the first few scouts come out from the blue player. Regardless though, only 30 more seconds for the predictions. The final 30 seconds for you to get the predictions going. I see that it's looking a little bit better for TaToH right now, right? But it's pretty even for the most part. It's about a 4-3 prediction ratio in favor of Hera currently for Bones. Anyway, the scouts coming in from Hera. There's a thing that Hera is very famous for over here called Hera Snipe. But because of this map, not really having boars for you to lure, not really having anything for your villagers to get weak by, doesn't seem like it's something Hera will be able to take advantage of. Instead, he'll just try to keep on fishing for exposed economy, potentially open wood lines, exposed resources, and TaToH. TaToH's got some scouts coming out right now. He's going to try to go for it. It's a very tricky position for TaToH. Going around the berries, trying to get the hill advantage over here. It would still be very awkward for TaToH to turn around and fight, even if he had the hill advantage over there, because of Hera's numbers. And now, TaToH's going to equalize 4 versus 4. Hera's bringing the 5th scout, and TaToH's got the 5th scout on the way as well. We have defensive spearman, so the defensive advantage is here for TaToH. And Hera, not so much. No spearman coming up whatsoever. Why? Because he did not go for a barracks. He doesn't need to. He's playing Chimera, so he does not need any buildings to go for subsequent buildings. Does not get affected by building requirements. Here we are. TaToH's doing a pretty good job. I like it how he's keeping the spearmen as well, kind of at bay. And he's just gonna defend with the scouts, so long as the scouts from here aren't able to do any damage over here. And then just the spearmen are going to be in the exposed areas, namely the berries over here. Now TaToH feels confident enough to go for a counter push. He's got 5 scouts, 6 scouts as a matter of fact. Moving forward. At this point in time, no one's got bloodlines, no one's got scale bar than armor, so these are just run-of-the-mill scouts. Still strong enough to take villages down, of course. Well, let's check. Do we have any exposed economy from Hera? I mean, I guess the foragers, right? There's a difference. Without having spearmen, TaToH's gonna have, or Hera's gonna have to defend himself completely, his entire base with just scouts. TaToH, if he found the exposed foragers over there, he might have been able to get a villager or 2 down. Even if that came at a cost of 1 or 2 scouts of his going down to the defensive scouts from Hera, would have been worth it. Left hand side. Hera might be able to get a villager down over there. That is huge. Underneath the TC, right next to a defensive spearman, and that is first blood. Favoring the blue player, and he ends up getting away with the Hera's knives. When there are no weak villages, he just fabricates those. And TaToH, once again, he does have the possibility of targeting the villages over here. It'll be pretty difficult for him to actually get a village down, though, because of Hera's ability to garrison villages inside houses. If the blue player is paying attention to that, of course, he can just garrison the foragers inside the house and be fine. And take a look at that, though. Hera's field economy is just completely out of this world. He's gonna have enough resources to go up to the castle age very soon, while TaToH, on the other hand, he's got bloodlines coming out. Seems like he's gonna try and stick to the field age. We already have bloodlines for Hera, but it did not really delay him too much. And he should be on his way to the castle age in a moment, while TaToH Well, TaToH getting Bloodlines over here is playing catch up. He doesn't even have Scale Bar than Armor or Forging to at the very least have a lead on Hera Scouts. So everything's looking pretty good for the Bull player. We might get some villagers going down over here. Let's take a look. Hera's going to lose the Spearman over there. Or actually, TaToH's going to lose the Spearman. And now Hera's going after the villagers. Gotta be careful. There's 2, 3 Spearmen over here. So he'll end up taking a few losses for sure. But he gets a villager down. On the other side, we also see TaToH try to put pressure. But Hera's reaction is beautiful. That is why he was not paying attention over here. He ended up taking a few free hits from the Spearman. But that's because he was trying to protect his own economy on the back. I would say in the end, that went in favor of Hera though. So far, he's got 2-1 Eco KD. He's got the lowest amount of idle TC time between both players. And the only thing that's really keeping TaToH ahead in working counts is just the extra workers that he begins with. There we go. Yeah, notice? Hera's 100% taking advantage of this. That's gotta be really annoying to fight against. Hera with Kumans over here, just garrison inside the house, preventing taking any damage, and then pushing you back when you are the one with scouts. That's gotta be annoying for sure. Anyway, TaToH's got just the same amount of scouts as Hera, with the exception that Hera's already going to be in the castle age. This is nothing short of remarkable from the Bull player. Scale Bar than Armor is going to be here in a moment. Hera already has Forging. And you know what? He's not even going for light cavalry yet. He's got Knights on the way instead. Really would like to see him go for light cavalry at the very least, and then just Knights from the other stable, but he's prioritizing the stronger unit creation. Second DC on the way now for Hera as well. Military lead for 1 villager loss is kind of acceptable in a way, but only because the military difference is so big. Yeah. Completely agreed, and now we see finally light cavalry coming up for Hera. It's gonna have it. Husbandry is coming up. I'm really sure what TaToH's gonna be able to do. That is a good amount of spearmen, to be fair. So he should be able to hold on. The moment he saw Hera get to the castle age, he started massing the spearmen up over here. He kind of has to do it. Against light cavalry, just a few spearmen wouldn't suffice. So it makes sense, but Hera's got knights on the way. And if he can come in with a good amount of knights over here before TaToH manages to get the pikeman upgrade, he might be able to clean these units up. Roaming around still. Not over chopped, but almost! I don't think he would be able to do too much over here though. If Hera came in when TaToH over chopped over there, he would be kind of trapped with the spearman over there, so it would have been kind of risky for him to do that. Instead, on the right hand side, Hera's got more knights. Let's see a second TC coming up for TaToH. Hera's been on 2 TCs already for a little bit. He's getting ahead in villager count quite a lot. And here come the knights. He's gonna try to target the villagers. We have some spearmen over here. The spearmen are gonna take longer to take down the knights, and the knights are going to take down the villagers, so it's a bunch of villagers going down over here as Hera starts to wrap up his Eco KD. 7-1. Takes the engagement over here right away. Does not care about anything. TaToH only now gets the light cavalry upgrade. And Hera taking the engagement underneath the DC against the spearman. And Manch is still coming out on top. Well, he's getting a bunch of extra villagers. 10-1. 11-1. Eco KD for Hera so far. And my lord, is Hera looking strong here. TaToH couldn't even get the second TC up yet. So of course, Hera's not only getting villagers down, he's also getting villagers out of his own TC. So the villager lead has extended to 20 additional villages for Hera. And there's a reason the Bull player picks this as his home map. He feels extremely comfortable over here. This is how he plays to his strengths. And if this one goes in favor of Hera, which seems to be pretty much the case, almost guaranteed at this point. All he's got to do is just take care of TaToH's units. But if Hera ends up taking this one, then TaToH's going to have islands in migration. No migration, nomad, right? Biggest home mess for game number 3 now. For the time being, TaToH survives as he's able to clean out the knights with camels. But these camels won't be doing any raiding around, of course. And Hera, yeah, Hera's, if he keeps on playing for economy over here, it's just gonna get so much stronger compared to TaToH very soon. Nothing to be done at this point. Yeah, I mean, TaToH's gonna try, right? He's gonna see if he can do anything, but like realistically, let's say that he found some very weirdly exposed villages from Hera. With camels, it would take so long to get the villages down. It's unlikely he will be able to do anywhere near enough damage to compensate for the 21 villager deficit that he's got against the blue player. 30C on the way for TaToH. Alright, he's gonna keep on trying. It certainly seems as if the game should be over. And Hera's gonna keep on going for knights. If he plays the same way that he's played with the scouts, where he just tries to trade for villagers over here, even if he ends up losing his army, he should be able to extend his village and leave them further. And if he does enough damage, TaToH might be prompted to call the GG if he feels like he doesn't really have enough economy to keep on going anymore. Let me take a look at TaToH's point of view. What does he know from Hera? He knows that the blue player is on 2 TCs, yes. Now the 3rd TC is on the way for Hera. So he tried to go for 3 TCs himself. But it's just not been enough. With a head start to the extra TC that Hera got him by going up to the castle age much earlier, he's already managed to extend the villager lead much further than TaToH, I think, is aware of. I guess the score being kinda close is what keeps TaToH going. And to be fair, I'm not really sure what this score is from. Taking a look at the point of view of both these players, is it because of scouting? It cannot be because of scouting. Scouting is not going to amount to more than 100 extra points for TaToH, to be honest. And Hera's got extra villagers. He's got extra military units. He's got a nasty KD. A lot of extra eco killed from TaToH as well. So in my opinion, the score over here is extremely misleading. I think the only reason it's kind of close is probably because of the value of the units going down over here. Sure, Hera managed to get a bit of KD, but I think he ended up losing probably the highest value units, right? With knights going down to camels, going down to spearmen. I would imagine that's probably what's keeping TaToH kind of close in score. Shouldn't be the case for much longer, though. Conversions come up, and Hera is losing 1 knight. Only, yes. Given away. TaToH's unable to do too much damage, and Hera's got a second group of knights coming over the left-hand side. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to do too much, though. Yeah. At this point, I would understand if Hera just went up to the Imperial Age and got the Cavalier upgrade. TaToH wouldn't be able to do anything against that. He can go for camels, it's not going to matter. Cavalier will take the camels down. Will take pikemen down. There's nothing from the Castle Age that's going to take care of Imperial Age cavalry. Yeah, and he's just going for villages. He's not going to keep on going for too many knights anymore. And that's what I think is in Hera's best interest. Just try to play for the Imperial Age over here and try to seal the deal over there. TaToH, on the other hand, is trying to play catch up, so all his resources will go towards getting his villager count up, which means extra TCs, extra farms. He's gone for as many TCs as he wants to get. He's gone for the farms, and now it's going to be some time before that pays off, that investment pays off. And that should allow Hera to be the first one to get to the Imperial Age by quite a lot. Bit of it might be wheelbarrow compensating for some of the bill difference. That's like six farms worth. Now it's even. Yeah, and Hera's got significant more villagers than what wheelbarrow usually amounts to as well. Now he's got handcar on the way, so it seems like no matter how you slice it, Hera's looking stronger. He is gonna keep on going for knights though. He's not making a play for the Imperial Age. I'm not really sure I agree with this, but if he gets enough units, you know, given the fact that camels are not a hard counter to knights, you get just a few extra knights, you're gonna be able to take the camels down anyway. I guess there might be something to Hera's play over here. I just feel like he's risking it too much. I feel like going up to the Imperial Age and getting Cavalier will be significantly better for him, but let's take a look. Here comes the engagement. It's a big one. We have chain bar and armor for both these guys. Iron casting only for the bull players, so the engagement is taking place. For everything else, we have the same with bloodlines as well from both guys, and this is not looking good. For Hera, he will end up losing a good chunk of units over here. The numbers are still pretty even though. But I guess if Hera manages to clean this up anyway, even if he loses the majority of his units, because he's got a much stronger economy, he should be able to go for more units, right? And then he might be able to trump TaToH's defenses with a subsequent push for the time being. It was a pretty even fight. TaToH was looking like he was going to end up getting cleaned up, but manages to get enough camels over here to kind of ward Hera's push off. Two siege workshops coming out though. Hera's pressure is just going to ramp up from this point onwards. Offensive castle coming out for TaToH. Nice. And Hera, well, Hera can start going for rams here, and he's doing so. Yeah. This is actually going to be more effective than having 2 castles up and trying to go for petards, because it's got double production. You need to go for 7 petards to take a castle down. If you go for 7 rounds over here, you're going to be able to take the castle down pretty quickly as well. And you will have the units left to keep on putting pressure with, so it's not too bad. In the end, Hera does manage to save enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age though, so he's on his way. And TaToH's getting kind of close. Is Hera gonna try and sacrifice units over here for villagers? No. Quick wall's coming up for TaToH. Cannot really do too much. Hera's walking away anyway. Let me take a look at the rams. Oh, he canceled the rams. He canceled the rams. He's gonna play just for Halberdier and Cavalier, it looks like. Honestly, Cavalier alone would be so good against whatever TaToH's got to play with in the Castle Age anyway, but yeah. H15 farms, wheelbarrow is like having 3 more compared to no wheelbarrow. It's quite easy to calculate. Yeah, so it takes about 3 villagers to research. Exactly. 3 villagers worth of TC working time to research. And the more farms you have, the better it's going to be. Of course, the longer the game goes, the more effective it's going to be. Also for other resources, but for farms mainly. 100% correct, T-Bot. TaToH's finally on his way to the Imperial Age as well. Well, he's got it queued up. He had it behind the villagers, now he's going up. And Hera! He's got 55 seconds to wait until he gets to the Imperial Age. He's got a castle coming up over here, which will allow him to go for trebuchets. A lot of extra stables coming out, so it will be 100% Cavalier, of course. And he's gotta go for it. He's gotta go for it. What does TaToH do against Cavalier? Nothing. Well, trebuchets come out from Hera. Cavalier. So he takes the castle down, and then the Cavalier completely dominate. Do not care about the TCs whatsoever. All we need is for Hera to go for play bar and armor as well, and we'll see him go for that. And take a look at the resources. If Hera was playing freaking Franks, he might be able to get enough to go for Paladin very soon after Cavalier, but now he's going for Halberdier. So Halberdier is on the way now for Hera. He's getting the castle up over here, taking a little bit longer than it took for him to get to the Imperial Age. But TaToH's definitely on the back foot here. There we go, Trebuchet is coming out. Fantastic. First Trebuchet is on the way, second castle will be up very soon. And TaToH's got the second castle on the way, but because Hera's got a head start to it, should be able to outproduce the red player when it comes to trap production. When was it that we said that the game seemed to be kind of over? TaToH kept on trying, but Hera's done a really good job holding on to his lead. So the first Trebuchet is out. TaToH still waiting about 15 seconds to get to the Imperial Age, and second Trebuchet is gonna be out at about the same time as TaToH gets to the Imperial Age. We have another castle, so a third Trebuchet is on the way for Hera. That's going to be out before TaToH gets the first Trebuchet out himself. And yeah, it was looking pretty one-sided before. Now it's looking even more so. TaToH has got some chickeners over here. Shouldn't be able to do too much though. we are. Castle crumbles from TaToH right away. He's got only one castle left. If he was banking on Chuka new production, losing the castle over there is going to be a huge blow. Oh! Hera gets sniped over there though, trying to go for the relic, but you know what? That is just a 5th relic that Hera was trying to get. He's already on 4 relics. How great is that? TC goes down, now TaToH starts to run out of defenses, right? The castle going down very soon, the TC's crumbling. What does TaToH have to protect his economy? Halberdier? I mean, yeah, sure. Hera's going for ballistics right now. Blast Furnace. It seems as if the Bull player took a little bit too long to get to Cavalier over here and couldn't really take advantage of it before TaToH got to Halberdier. Now it's going to be significantly harder for him to make this work. Well, we have Heavy Scorpion on the way. Remember that Hera gets for the team bonus 1 extra range on the Scorpions. He's got also an Imperial Age technology, double crossbows, that allows Scorpions and Ballista Elephants to shoot 2 bolts as opposed to 1. So Heavy Scorpion over here could be really good for the Red player, for the Bull player, sorry. If he ends up going for double crossbows too. TaToH. Well, TaToH shouldn't really be able to defend against a good amount of Scorpions coming out from Hera, and he's going for it. He's got 10 Scorpions queued up. This is not something you get to see every day, despite the fact that Khmer, they are an elephant and siege civilization, if I'm not mistaken. You don't get to see this very often. Beautiful. Scorpions are coming out. Conscriptions here for Hera. He's gotta go for double crossbows. He doesn't have it right now. And he's going for it! Let's go! The only thing that would kind of... There we go. TaToH calls a GG over here. I was going to say the only thing that I would like to see still from Hera, just to have a perfect, quote-unquote perfect army composition for Khmer, will be just elite battle elephants with tusk swords, right? But not going to happen as TaToH calls a GG over here. Interestingly enough, he did manage to keep up with population overall pretty well against Hera, but game number 2 goes in favor of the Bull player. We're going to have an equal set over here, guaranteeing a 4-game series at the very least. Let's go for the achievements before jumping into game number 3. A better KD for Hera, about 74. Not quite as high, but very close to it. For economy, a stronger economy for Hera, collected 19,000 extra resources, as well as a much higher villager max count for Hera 2. And let's just go back and wait for game number 3, because for that one, it's going to be either Nomad or what was the other one? I don't remember actually. Yeah, let's go back and take a look. I mean, probably not now. It's already Saturday, but was it yesterday rather, or is it next week? I'm curious. I have no idea. I think it might be next week, right? I don't know. 25th? Regardless, we'll enable predictions for game number 3. It's going to be the same we had before. So option 1 is going to be the Bull player. Option 2 is going to be the Red player. So Hera and TaToH. For options 1 and 2 respectively. And you have 5 minutes to get your predictions going. So, for the civilizations, TaToH is playing with the Italians. We have islands here. And Hera's playing with Vikings. What to expect then? Next week? Alright, thank you. You know, I'm considering, given that it's pretty much a lost hope with Amazon and that's just lost money, I'm going to wait until Black Friday to see if I can score a deal on the audio interface, and at the very least save some on that, because I kind of had to purchase it. Get money out of the blue to get it, but at the very least it's going to be cheaper, right? I'm guessing. I'm actually not really sure if it's going to be affected by it or not. Regardless, Let's take a look at this game and let's focus in this one. Back dog from both. Yes, Hera's got a back dog on the right hand side, back dog on the left hand side for TaToH. For civilizations, Hera Civ's going to get first off free wheelbarrow, free handcart as well. Gets 20% extra HP on infantry units, as well as 15, 20, and 20% cheaper navy production in the feudal castle and imperial legions respectively. Besides that, we also see for Vikings for the team bonus twice the line of sight on docks. While TaToH, playing with Italians, he gets a 15% discount on fishing ships as well as to go up to the next stage. 33% cheaper blacks, dock and university upgrades. We'll see for Italians also 20% cheaper gunpowder units. And for the team bonus, access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. TaToH going for fast imp? Not necessarily. He's going up on 27 pop over here. Usually for that you want to be a little bit greedier. Although the back dock location over here is going to secure some safe fishing for quite a while. And that should be the case also for Hera though. And to be fair, because of free wheelbarrow and free handcart, I'm not really sure if fast imping against Vikings would be the best way to go for TaToH. Is anyone gonna try and get a dock up though? It seems as if, you know, maybe it could be the case from both players. That'd be interesting to see. Have you ever seen that? Vikings versus Italians, both players fast castling. Still 2.5 minutes left for predictions. Open option 1, Hera, option 2, TaToH. No water passage on Hera's back. No, there is. Kind of seemed as if there was nothing right from the minimap, but there is. Just one tile though. It wouldn't be too difficult, obviously, for Hera to just go for a dock over here and just block this. Imperial Age is here for both guys at about the same time. We'll see the Castle Age come up for both these guys very soon as well. We have a market and a blacksmith on the way for TaToH, and we have a... what is that? For Hera. Houses? Mill? Okay, there we go. Blacksmith. And what is the second building? It's gotta go for a market, right? Yes, it's got a market on the way. Both players will fast castle over here now. Whether or not this is going to be a fast imp really depends on what the players go for from this point onwards, because you're gonna need to divert your entire economy towards resources. And it doesn't seem to be like it's going to be enough for either player. Maybe Hera, perhaps, if you wanted to go to pursue that, because of free wheelbarrow and free handcart. But TaToH doesn't seem to be thinking of that. TaToH seems to be thinking of aggression. He's got a dock on the way for in front of his island. Meanwhile, Hera's not going for that just yet. As a matter of fact, he's not really going for any extra docks whatsoever, not even in the back. He's a player to take advantage of water the most though, right now on 5 fishing ships compared to only 4 from TaToH. Took a little bit longer to click out to the Castle Age, but also that allows him to stay ahead in worker count. And there we go. Now we see a 4 dock coming up for Hera. It's going to be full aggression from both these guys. Once we get to the Castle Age, interestingly enough, TaToH is actually going for fire galleys over here. But once we get to the Castle Age, Hera's going to get access to longboats. And I don't think going for fire galleys will be the way to go for TaToH, because Hera should be able to counter that pretty easily once he gets up. Instead, TaToH would probably prefer for him to make a play for war galleys, but it's pretty difficult to keep up with Vikings, because Vikings get the units for cheaper. But at the very least, by getting a head start to the Castle Age, maybe TaToH will be able to get enough of a number lead against Hera that he might be able to prevent the bull player from getting ahead. Hey, John the Masquerade! Hello there, happy I made it to the water map. Oh, dude, you already missed 3 series. We've been going strong for 8 hours and 40 minutes so far. I'm so happy that my ISP has not potatoed out. I think yesterday, or was it? No, it was 2 days ago, right? That we had like 3 drops in the stream, but now everything seems to be going great. Hope you're doing alright as well. Castle Age is here for Hera. TaToH was there earlier. He's got the War Galley upgrade already, and these are going to be fire ships. Meanwhile, Hera, he's going for longboats right away, because why not? He gets them available. He doesn't need to go for the War Galley. And these will shred fire ships over here. He doesn't even need that many. Yeah, I mean, take a look at that. My lord. Well done. Not the best position for here to start going for fishing ships, mind you, though. Let's do fishing ships going down and... For sure. Almost 3. Nice. Nice snipe. Whoa! Damn, the man's great. Thank you so much for the gift of subs. 5 gift of subs coming in hot. That's going to put you at... What is the total over here? 47 gift of subs in the channel so far. You're already number 1 in the leaderboard at the very top of the chat. This is going to bump. Actually, well, you're second now. Technically, Damn the Man is first. But thank you so much for the support. It's very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Well, Sarah, those are very kind words from you. And welcome you guys, those receiving the gift of subs, Speedfire AoE Fenrir, as well as King of Argoth, Mr. T Rarest, and School Board Stevio. Welcome you guys to the club, and thank you so much for the gift of subs once again. Dan, appreciate it. So far, Hera seems like he's going to end up getting water control. Fire ship for TaToH. Demolition ships, but on the back because he doesn't really have momentum forward whatsoever. And then on the back, yeah, Hera's gonna be fine. He's got lone boats coming out. He doesn't really have too many fishing ships left though. Only 3 over here, and TaToH's on 4, so TaToH's a little bit ahead. But the game is still pretty stabilized. Even if Hera ended up kind of pushing TaToH away from the center, we have a very small amount of navy for both these guys, with Hera on only about 6 longboats. He's going for the 7th one, and TaToH, well, TaToH's on 6 fire ships, and 1 demolition ship is on the way for him. So this is still very much up for grabs. The game is just heating up. Hera's the first player to go for the 3rd TC, by the way. TaToH's got a 2nd TC over here, not the 3rd one just yet. So Hera should be able to catch up in worker count against TaToH. Not too long from now. More lone boats coming up over here for him as well. And if he plays his cards right and moves forward with lone boats, should be in a good position to get full water control as well. So far, so good. There we go. The lone boats are indeed coming forward. This is what I wanted to see from Hera. Going around the back of TaToH's base. And this is not only great to push the fishing ships out, but if you take a look at the range of these lone boats, they can very well end up pushing villagers away if they are close to the shoreline as well. Let's see if they get to the monk there on time. I don't think that's going to be the case. He got distracted by the village over there. Now the monks escaped. As TaToH brings the fishing ships down to the south, it seems unlikely Hera will be able to get any damage done over here, by the looks of it right now. TaToH's got a much stronger economy. Seems like he's going to be the first one to go up to the Imperial Age. Should be the case. But it's coming at a cost, of course. With all the investment that Hera's put into Navy, he's going to end up getting full water control over here. And TaToH will need a castle to potentially surround with docks and come back onto the water over here. Or, alternatively, he's got to get away with sneaky docks where Hera cannot see these. And then try to go for Navy units so that he can get the upgrades in the Imperial Age, of course. Fast fire ship would be ideal. Spreezy! Appreciate it. Welcome everyone. I hope you had a great stream. Thank you so much for the raid. And guys, I hope you enjoyed his stream. We're in the middle of game number 3 of the final set of the day. TaToH versus Hera. And how many of you coming into the stream right now were looking forward to the set? This is a very important matchup over here with Hera certainly being the one over here under pressure to get his honor back, so to say, after having taken a loss against TaToH in the semifinal Red Bull Wololo Legacy. We have different settings over here, but the same players, and a lot of people will not care about the different settings and will just care about the rematch. I understand the settings are not the same, and I understand that thus the games are going to be different, but I still can't help but get excited about this one, and so far it's been great, pretty even. And game number 1 going in favor of TaToH as well was pretty remarkable over here, not something that we were necessarily expecting. So Hera takes game number 2, catches up, but now TaToH's looking very strong in game number 3, and there is a reason he's picked this and Nomad as his home maps. He's just feeling more comfortable here. I won't fool anyone, I'll just tune in and watch anything you cast. But it helps, right? It helps if it's a very hyped series. A very highly anticipated series. Gotta be honest, I kinda got psyched about this one. But anyway, really just here, TaToH's going for fast fire ship, as you do. He's got dry dock on the way. This will increase the transport capacity of transport ships, but will not really do anything in terms of armor for Navy units. But he's need more though. He needs more. He's got 3 extra docks coming up in front. Here they had this one on the back that already got spotted by Hera, but he managed to get enough over here to push Hera away, and that's going to be the case so long as Hera remains in the castle age. TaToH's units basically fast fire ships trump anything from the castle age. It's very similar to going for Cavalier on land. It helps me a lot to keep track of every tournament I cast it. I try to, but I'm not keeping track of everything. There's just so much going on. It's not possible. I'm keeping track of S tier tournaments, and if we have a little bit of downtime, or at the very least if we don't have quite as many series from S tier tournaments, I try to keep up with some A or B tier tournaments such as Double Cup 3. Double Cup 3 has actually been pretty good so far. And I'm proud to say that we have had 100% coverage of the entirety of Warlords in Double Cup 3 so far. I'm also looking forward to your casting no matter the matchup. That's so sweet from you guys. And good thing, because I dropped stevia already, so I need some sweetness in my life. Don't have sugar, don't have stevia. There we are. Imperial is gonna be here for Hera in a moment. But this is really good for TaToH. Has been able to get so much damage done over here. Check that out. A little bit of a surround over there. As long as Hera keeps on kiting these units, he should be in a good spot though. There we go. Still no elite longboat coming in from Hera. He's going for the numbers right now, trumping the upgrades. But then he's going for the upgrades too, just not elite. But he's going for bracer and he's going for chemistry, which is more important, of course. TaToH so far, 16 fast fire ships. He's producing from 4 docks. Hera is producing from 6 docks. He's got a lot of longboats. He can get an elite over here that's going to make his army so much stronger as well. But TaToH's putting a lot of pressure. So far, nobody has really thought of going over to the center island and try to secure some of the extra resources. Now, that is not a lot. It's only going to be 4,800 additional gold over there. And I believe the players still have a good amount of gold back home to collect from. Let me take a look at how much we have over here. We have more than that for Hera. And we have more than that for TaToH still. Actually, TaToH's got a lot of extra gold left compared to Hera. I can give you a jar of honey if you stop by my farm. Oh, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. One day, man. One day. And go for glycine, best amino acid with some sweetness to it. Oh, I'm not familiar with it. I would have to to take a look to see where I can get that. Sounds good. Man, TaToH is kind of starting to struggle over here big time. Population is much better for Hera. He's just gone ham in longboat production, and these are still not elite, but the numbers are too high for TaToH to really take an engagement against these guys. But take a look at this! TaToH is going for the transport. He's got a castle coming up over here, and what is he going to do with the transport ship though? Is he going to try and secure the center island? Without water control, I don't think that's good. So Hera instead, Hera is going to be the one transporting villagers over to the center. Meanwhile, TaToH is going for a counter push. This is completely unscouted from Hera. And TaToH's population is really low, so that actually means that he's got a lot of population space to go for Condottieri. Well, Hera instead, he's getting close to 200 population with basically 100% of his push being on water, right? Let's take a look. TaToH's gonna try to flank these units. Very unlikely to achieve too much of anything. The villager count's not the best for the red player though. He's got only 2 TC, so it's going to take some time for him to get there. And take a look at this! Take a look at that game sense! What is this? Hera, before we get the first backstop from TaToH, gets a outpost over here. Gets an outpost over the app. Oh, that is so bad for TaToH. He was banking on these maps, his home maps, to get a lead in the series. But now, Hera is looking extremely dominant. He's looking extremely strong. Yeah, Berserk's coming out from Hera. Yeah, well, that's going to put a stop to your Condottieri push. Feels bad for TaToH, man. Feels bad for TaToH. What went wrong for the red player here? Well, just Vikings are too good. TaToH, despite the fact that he was the first player to go up to the Imperial Age, couldn't make the fast fire ship work, which you would expect would be the best chance that he had to get water control. Just couldn't make it work. By prioritizing going up to the Imperial Age earlier, he's stuck on a much smaller economy compared to Hera as well, and then in the end, the blue player was able to hold on for quite a bit until he was able to get to the Imperial Age in a much stronger economy, and then it was just a matter of time before he was able to get full water control, right? He already had great numbers of longboats from the Castle Age. Now, he's just finished researching elite longboats, which are stronger. He's going for elite cannon galleon. And this seems like the demise of TaToH. He's gonna try and make the Condottieri play still work. On the right hand side, he's got extra barracks. Are longboats better versus fires than galleon? Yes, but cannon galleon, they are like water siege. So you can use cannon galleon to take down the castle, for instance. And TaToH, he's not going to wait to see that. Just gonna go on to call the GG, and Hera 2-1 against TaToH after taking on the red player on his home map. Has 2 games left to go, potentially. He needs 1 win. From 2 remaining games, he needs 1 win, while TaToH needs 2 wins back to back. Let's go through the achievements to see what we get. For military then, it's going to be a very close to 5 to 4k the ratio for Hera, which is just amazing. We'll see for economy, a stronger economy also for Hera quite a lot. By quite a lot, about 6,000 extra resources. For society, a much higher worker count for Hera. Not even close. Not even close. And this is what I was talking about, you see? Hera held on a little longer to the Castle Age, but that allowed him to get a stronger economy. So by the time he got to the Imperial Age, it wasn't too difficult for him to keep on contesting water and to potentially get full water control. While TaToH rushed the Imperial Age at the expense of his economy and couldn't really make the fast fire ship play work. And it hurts quite a lot because it's what you're banking to get water control. If you get pushed back, or if you're not doing well in water and you get to the Imperial Age earlier, you're banking on fast fire ships to get you there. But TaToH, unfortunately, on this map wasn't able to take advantage of it. There's just too many escape ways for the longboats. And TaToH just couldn't make it work. So well played. Hera 2, TaToH 1. So what to expect over here? with 9 villages at the very beginning, and we mentioned this in the past, it's more likely that you're going to run into the foundation of your opponent's TC at some point. And if we take a look at TaToH, doesn't seem like TaToH's going to know where Hera is, because all the villages he had, they are conversion to a central point. While Hera doesn't seem like he's going to know where TaToH is, even if he already went through this area. So both these players will get the TCs up, and it's going to be fine. Oh, there could be longer breaks in between games if either of them smoke to allow them a smoke break. Right. So, with the TCs coming up from both these guys at about the same time, it's going to be pretty even. Hera does get an additional villager once he gets a TC up though, so it's going to be immediately housed, but he can go for a loom. Ah, it's not going to be immediately housed. Never mind. He already had gone for the houses up in north. Interesting. He's got a dock on the left-hand side too. Alright. So he gets an extra villager from the get-go. That's pretty good. TaToH, on the other hand, not so much. Beautiful berries. Looking so tasty. These are the spring berry bushes from the spring event from 2020, I think. I like them there, and I just kept them ever since. At some point, I'm gonna learn how to make mods, and I'll introduce the monster boar once again. Remember that one? Do we have any OGs over here who remember the monster boar mod? That was so good. I like to waste my puntos. Right. Sorry. Let's choose the outcome for the previous one. So Hera came out on top. Now let's enable predictions for game number 4. There we go. Thank you for the heads up. 5 minutes, guys. Option 1, Hera. Option 2, TaToH. Meanwhile, let's go through the civilization, starting with Hera's. Mayans, we already mentioned that they begin with 1 extra villager, right? They start with 50 less food. Besides that, we also see for Mayans 15% longer lasting resources. We have for the Bull player 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages, and for the team bonus a discount on Palisade walls. Or I think all types of walls, not just Palisades. Meanwhile, TaToH on the left-hand side playing with Mongols will get 40% faster working hunters. And yeah, 40% faster hunters. And well, the entire game, they get 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hazard, and step lancer line units. As well as 25% faster attack and cavalry archer type units. And for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scouts. I thought you'd say replace berry bushes with avocado trees. I am disappointed. No. That's the next thing on the list for sure. Actually, that might be the first thing on the list. Replace this with avocado. The thing is that these are bushes though, and avocados, they require trees, right? So it would have to be like a very small looking tree. And then the villagers, they kind of get on their knees to harvest. So it doesn't really work too well. Are there avocado plants? Are there avocado bushes? As far as I know, it's just trees, right? But hey, I can make a fakes plant. We could potentially do that. I love the fakes as well. Mangoes. Where do mangoes grow? Bushes or trees? I love mangoes too. My second favorite fruit after avocados. Wait, there are avocado bushes? I know there are some styles of pruning for apple trees and make them look more like bushes. We might be able to get away with something like that then. Guys, 2 minutes and a half left for the prediction contest. Option 1 here, option 2 TaToH. We are getting very close to the fuel age. We talked about the civilizations already. We haven't really talked about the TC location too much. So let's take a look at that real quick before we get any extra events happening over here. So taking a look at Hera's TC location, he's got a... Oh, what is this? Please no. We have for the bull player, there we go. A gold very close to the TC. Of course, it's got all the wood line available over here, and then that's going to be about it. It's got some goats, no stone at the very least, not super close to the TC. No hunting, right? So he's collecting from here instead. It's not too bad. And taking a look at... Oh, one thing that I do not really like for Hera's base over here is the fact that he's got kind of like a single wood line to collect the entirety of his wood. So one tower over here from the red player, for instance, could be catastrophic. Absolutely awful. For Hera, let's say the TaToH gets a tower over there. All of a sudden, the wood line's kind of, you know, out of the table. Taking a look at TaToH's CC location over here, we'll see that the red player instead, he's got one goal on the left-hand side, which is great. He's got a stone on the right-hand side. Both of these kind of close to the TC, not too much though, so he still needs to be careful. But it's good. And then there's another goal over there. He's got 2 wood lines, right, over here, which is great. And that's about it for the map, or for the TC location for both these guys. We already started to get some action on water, so let's take a look at that. Galleys coming out from Hera. Better unit when messed up. Meanwhile, TaToH's got the immediately effective fire line unit over here. Fire galley. Just gotta be careful. Hera's already getting a good amount of galleys over here. If he's able to hold on to all 4 of these while still getting 2 additional galleys, he should be able to take care of TaToH's fire galleys no problem. And any extra galleys the TaToH goes for, fire galleys the TaToH goes for. Mango's growing siege workshops. Well, that makes my job easier. I already have a siege workshop model for the stickers. Regardless. There we go. Beautiful. On the right hand side we have a market and a blacksmith coming out. So Hera's gonna be on his way to the castle age, but TaToH's got him beat. Does it matter? Probably not. Because Hera is the player with a stronger navy right now, going out to the castle age a little bit earlier doesn't really matter for TaToH too much. Because as we talked about in the break between the previous game and this one, if you have a good amount of standard galleys, even if your opponent gets to the castle age faster and they get access to fire ships, you're still going to be alright. It's not like in the Imperial Age where fast fire ships are completely broken. By the way, I only now get the joke done. I feel so dumb. You are 100% correct. Mangoes are made in the siege workshop. My lord, how did I miss that? Well, anyway, can we replace then the berry bushes with siege miniature siege workshops and mangonels, little mangonels hanging out of the walls or something? I guess we could do that. That'd be kind of awkward and a little bit of an inside joke, but that'd be something though for sure. And then people go on eating wood, and then everything just gets a little bit too weird. But anyway. 2 archer ranges coming up for TaToH. Is going to be the first player to get to the castle age, while Hera. Yeah, Hera's just going for the walls over here. Doesn't seem to be particularly interested in going for land production whatsoever. This could be really good. And there is something over here that I hadn't mentioned because I don't think it was relevant before. But take a look at this. With a siege workshop, TaToH could start putting a lot of pressure over here, right? He goes for one over there. He's got the hail, so he can take advantage of that for the mangonels. If he gets with the mangonels over here, he can eventually take the TC down pretty easily, right? And he's got cavalry archers coming out right now, so that'll be a very good complementary unit to get the push going. But he's not thinking of that. He's not thinking of that. And interestingly enough, TaToH doesn't seem to be thinking about anything else other than cavalry archers, because right now he's got no navy production at all. No more galley upgrade for the units that he already has because Hera's got better numbers. And yeah, basically just this. There we go, turnip. Beautiful. Second to see on the way for Hera. Now this is good. It's still very close to a mound on the left-hand side. So he could see a siege workshop over here from TaToH as well, potentially in the future. But honestly, I think one over here in front will be the best for the red player. but I am a little bit evil, so that says me as well. Beautiful TC comes up just in time from Hera. Third TC on the way as well, so Discovery Archers seem unlikely to do too much damage. I am not the biggest fan of TaToH's position over here in strategizing. Okay, there we go. This is what I wanted to see, and we have the Siege Workshop. It's a no-brainer. He's got the elevation, right? So all he's got to do is just start going for some manuals over here. He's got the Cavalry Archers already to protect the siege with. And there's just paperwork. Should be able to take the CC down pretty easily. And as long as Hera keeps on focusing on full economy production, then TaToH should be able to take the TC down. Should be able to keep on putting pressure. So this is looking a little bit better. I like this so much more than just going for Cavalry Archers, especially when it was taking so long for TaToH to get enough units out. Does Hera see it? I doubt it very much. He's got no idea, no. I doubt it very much because the line of sight of these buildings is not too high. If TaToH had actually gone for the Siege Workshop where I suggested it originally, he would have gotten spotted. He would have gotten it spotted, I think. Maybe yes, maybe not. I'm really sure. Depends on where exactly he places it, but this is much better. This is much safer. And it's going to have a little bit of a surprise element. Right? So the first manual is coming up, and he's going to go after the TC right away. Should be able to hold on to the hill, and... Yes, sir! He's got it. He's got the hill advantage. Beautiful. Check that out. Fantastic. Yeah, he's actually losing a lot of HP. We have the second manual on the way already, and TaToH's got a third manual queued up. Notice how he's not going for any extra CA. He's just gonna use these units for defend the siege and for just denying a little bit of extra working area from Hera. Police force into a defensive castle and the siege workshop. Now TaToH's not collecting any stones, so he won't be able to go for a castle anytime soon. But it might not matter. CC's going down in a moment. While I like the castle over here from Hera, it's still not going to provide enough protection to prevent the TCs from coming down. So this one could get mangoed. This one could get mangoed as well. Very important for TaToH to try and take the siege workshop down over here before Hera gets too many manuals out. He's going after the market first. He knows. He knows about it. 30 C up for TaToH as well. Try to keep up. I love this pressure from TaToH. He's been so systematic. He already took the TC down. Now he's taking the market down, so he's got more maneuvering space. After this goes down, he needs to go after the siege workshop. After the siege workshop goes down, he needs to go after the second TC, right? And that's how he punishes Hera for going for full economy. Meanwhile, Hera on the other hand is going for some bull archers right now. Very, very cheap for Mayans. Given they're the only civilization with the unit, I would expect that to be the case. But yeah, very cheap unit regardless. And if Hera gets enough over here, might be able to hold on against the Magnons just fine. We'll see. TaToH's taking a little bit too long to keep on pushing though, in my opinion. We need to start targeting the siege workshop over there pretty soon, but it seems like he's really trying to free up some maneuvering space over here to try and prevent Hera from getting better mango trades. For the mango on the way now for TaToH too, and the bull archers, they come out on the left hand side. How's his strat? Well, he got close. Here's got only 5 extra population space, but he's going for more houses. He's fine. Yeah, and I don't know why TaToH stops with the push though. He needs to keep on going. Meanwhile, Hera's coming around. Purple archers are already enough for you to start picking villagers. You won't be able to one-shot these, but you can still take villagers down with a couple volleys. Here we are. Oh, he had been housed for a while. My bad then. So he lost the TC. He's going for another one on the right-hand side. Good defense for TaToH so far. And where's the push? Here's the push. 4 Mangonels coming in head on from TaToH against Hera. Once again, needs to really try and take the siege workshop down over here to prevent defenses from Hera. Well, let's take a look. Not going forward though. TaToH is just so passive. I really don't understand why he would want to give Hera so much time. Now the Bull player is going for a second castle on the left hand side. That's going to double his full archer production potential. TaToH is going for his own castle forward. And this castle, honestly, this castle is not really achieving anything from TaToH. He's got the hill, yes. But take a look at that range. He's targeting the siege workshop. He could have gotten that down with the Mangonel anyway already. And that is some good trades though for TaToH. Ends up taking 2 Mangonels down over here. Loses 1. And Hera's gonna go on his way to the Imperial very soon as well. So yeah, I just really don't understand it though. TaToH had all the potential to go for full pressure and punish Hera for playing for economy over here. But so far, Hera's gotten away with it. He should be on his way to the Imperial very soon. TaToH's going to be on his way to the Imperial as well. But Hera playing with Mayans, of course, is going to have a much better position, I would say. Especially given the units that TaToH's been going for, Hera could make a play for Eagle Warriors when going out to the Imperial, and that'll be extremely difficult for TaToH to put a stop to. There we go. I don't know, if TaToH starts putting pressure on the right hand side TC, this feels like too late, too little too late, in my opinion. It's gotta be the respect factor over here. Nice mango shot. Beautiful. Mangonel still left on the right hand side from TaToH, but Hera's got his own defensive Mangonel over here still, and doesn't seem like TaToH, given the amount of units he's got right now, will be able to do too much. So Mangonel are on the way for TaToH. He's managed to get 2 villages ahead compared to the blue player. Unfortunately, this is only a recent event, a recent happening for TaToH. We take a look at gallery economy time. It's favoring Hera by a lot. An hour and 30 minutes of extra gallery economy time for Hera means TaToH struggles big time to keep up with the economy. And for Mongols, well, Mongols, unlike Mayans, they actually do require a very strong economy to get going, right? To get the engine started. Mongol over here will only be good once you get all the upgrades. I mean, they are going to be much better once you get all the upgrades. They are alright as they are, but the full archers are so much better as a vanilla unit. Plus, if Hera does end up making a play for Eagle Warriors in the end, that could be really good, although he's not really going for any barracks right now, and it seems like he's just going to go for Plumed Archer. 3 castles already out for Hera. By getting to the Imperial Age earlier as well, the blue player will go for trebuchets earlier, should be able to take the castle down from TaToH. And TaToH's gonna keep on trying. He sees the Imperial Age over here, does not give up. He's very close to the Imperial Age himself. TaToH can surprise Hera with rams, but not the other way around. Fair point. And a siege coming out from TaToH currently though, so won't be able to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Hera on the right hand side is going after the Mangonels. Very good unit control. Beautiful. Wow, Mangonel goes down right away. Yes, he's got Bracer. He's got chemistry right now. Good unit control. The prediction was on point for TaToH, but it was, well, maybe not on point. It was correct prediction or the correct general direction, but not the right spot. Hera's holding on over here. So where are the trebuchets? He's got trebuchets already on the way, but TaToH has already gotten to the Imperial Age himself as well. Hera needs to protect the trebuchets with the blue notches over here, otherwise TaToH should be able to take those down with Mangodai. Parking tactics is on the way now for TaToH as well. Hey Django, how are you doing? I hope everything's going alright. Or better. Hope you're enjoying the set so far. Have you had a favorite set for the tournament so far, or perhaps even for today? I gotta admit, it's been a pretty hectic day. We've got a lot of action. Nice push over here from Hera, still getting a lot of damage done, even if he's unable to get the Magnet down right away. And he does end up getting the Magnet in the end. He did end up also taking some village down from TaToH, and the red player started to crumble. He's starting to fall apart at the seams, while Hera, well, he's getting housed right now. Good thing though, he's in a much higher population. And very soon we'll take the castle down over here from TaToH, because the Magnet are nowhere to be seen from the red player. These Trebuchets are staying there. Game home, Vinch versus Nika for sure. I like both a lot as well. Yeah, that was a great series. Castle deny or what? On the left hand side, the foundation over there. Yes, the castle got relocated, so now we have a castle coming up on the left hand side for TaToH. That's going to be the third one for him, but he's losing this one, so that's going to leave him 2 castles anyway. Will he lose it though? Mango still get bonus damage even without a lead. Still get bonus damage against Siege, so he doesn't end up taking the Trebuchet down over there. Meanwhile, Hera's getting his own castle up over here. That's going to be the 4th castle for him. So I guess you could say castle delayed as opposed to castle denied. Or, oh well, I mean, yeah, it was denied because the foundation got deleted, right? So there is that. But in the end, the castles do come up. On the left hand side, TaToH managed to get it up. Right hand side, at the center, Hera manages to get this one up. The one thing that I'm not liking too much for Hera is the lack of real estate over here. If he runs out of certain resources, for instance, he's collecting gold from here quite heavily, right? And then he's collecting gold from the left hand side. Those are the only 2 goals that he's got, because TaToH's in a much larger portion of the map compared to Hera. But so long as Hera's got enough resources to work with, TaToH's going to be on the back foot and playing the defensive position over here. So it's Hera's definitely the one who's got to try and get some map control over here to sustain the game in later stages, of course. But TaToH struggling big time. The castle goes down right away to the trebuchets. We have 4 trebuchets already for Hera. Beautiful. I think he got destroyed. He only had about 300-400 stone after the foundation was gone. When you get the castle built a certain percentage and you delete it, you only get the remaining percentage of stone back. So if he destroyed it himself, if he deleted himself after getting into like 30% or so, he would only get 70% of the resources back. So that might be it too. But in the end, both guys ended up getting extra castles up. Hera is looking great. No eagles whatsoever in the end. It's just going to be full march. You know what? It's been working really well. Take a look at that unit control. TaToH's not really doing much of anything over here to take advantage of the mobility of these units. And Hera, yeah, he's taking the Mangodai down. He's taking the Trebuchet down soon after. And TaToH's going for another castle on the back. This is rough though. The same situation we had in front, where TaToH lost the castle over here, and he ended up getting the extra castle up on the left hand side, right? Now we are going to see a similar situation where Hera is most likely not going to end up taking one of these side castles from TaToH, and then this one in the back is kind of compensating for the castle that's about to fall. Nice momentum over here from Hera as well. He's roaming around. Getting some villages down. Villager count, higher for Hera. Military count, not even close. Not even close. About 5 times the military right now for Hera compared to TaToH. A little bit higher than that. And there we go. It was going to be one of those castles. It's going to be the one on the left hand side, targeted by 4 trebuchets. Shouldn't stay up for too long. It's going down in a moment. TaToH not enough production buildings. I think he went cover the archer. Maybe it will be better. I mean, it will be better than going for Mangodai because he cannot really maximize the production for sure, but it wouldn't be good in my opinion. Like, he would get better numbers for sure, but it wouldn't be good enough. I think Hera is in a much better position over here. And it'll be a fairly straightforward transition for Hera to go for Eagle Warriors if we saw TaToH go for CA, for instance. Oh man, this is not good. The Slaughterhouse in the goal. TaToH! That's about 10 villagers over there. Yeah, and Hera's taking the trip down with villagers himself. He's dominating. In the span of 5 minutes, we saw Hera go from a defensive position where he was under so much pressure from TaToH to completely pushing the red player out. And the only reason TaToH keeps on going over here, despite the game being, you know, in the state that it is right now, is because this is match point. And if Hera takes this one, well, TaToH's not going to have any more bragging rights, I guess. And also, he's gonna get knocked down to the decider matches to be played tomorrow. This castle is going down next, and TaToH. Yeah, he's just trying. He's just trying. He's got drills coming up. He went for Onager. This castle's going down. So Onager, Mangodai, these are nowhere near fully upgraded. For instance, they only have +3. They do not have chemistry. They do not have the elite Mangodai upgrade. At this point in time, I'm not really sure if they have Thumb Ring. They have Thumb Ring and they have Parth and Tactics, so they are basically missing just elite Mangodai and chemistry. But yeah, Hera's still in a game of his own by the looks of it. Very soon, gonna get to 200 population and take a look at this. He's going to make the switch. Eagles will make it so much harder for TaToH to keep on holding over here. It's going to start raiding around. The archers were good. He was able to get the raids going, but it's not going to be as low maintenance as the Eagle Warriors. Once you start getting... Yeah, and there we go. And that's coming in for Hera. 100 HP. Elite Eagle Warriors on the way from the Bull player very soon. And this is a very low maintenance type of unit. You do not really need to pay attention to it too much. It's very cheap. You go for a bunch of barracks. You start producing. Oh, but the Onager shot though. That was a huge one. Getting a bunch. Oh man, then another good shot over there. Beautiful. Many of the eagle, the Pulm Archers went down, but now the Eagles are coming in. So yeah, very low maintenance unit. You go for a bunch of barracks. Start pumping. The Eagle Warriors. Very cheap to produce, and just swarm your opponent. Go send them forward. Try to split them around the map. Try to overwhelm your opponent, so they are unable to react everywhere. And it's just so good. This is the only army that basically TaToH's got to work with. And he's getting pushed away by a handful of Eagle Warriors. Plate Mail Armor's on the way now for Hera as well to finish upgrading these units. I think he's got, for the most part, everything else that's important. I'm not really sure if he's got all the upgrades from the barracks, for instance, but with Elite Eagle and El Dorado, that's already so hard to fight against. Good unit control for Hera as well. Hold on. Yeah, and TaToH cannot make it work though. The Eagle Warriors are going there. They are taking on the Archers. The Pulm Archers are still here, taking on the Mangodai. And as the Archers go down, and the Mangodai gets surrounded by Eagle Warriors, we still have a good amount of Pulm Archers over here. This could be really, really good for Hera. He's gonna keep on trying. TaToH over here does not want to give up. He's got 2 Siege Onagers. Workshops over there, but he does end up calling the GG at the last second over there. TaToH crumbles to Hera with a final score 3-1, favoring the Canadian. We'll move on to the quarterfinals already, and TaToH gets knocked down to the deciders. We'll see what the matchups are. But Hera, redeeming himself to the eyes of a lot of people, takes TaToH down. And we'll have a secure spot in the quarterfinals already of the tournament. So let's go and take a look at the achievements really quickly. We do not want to miss on the interview. About 11 to 10 KD ratio for TaToH. We're going to see for economy, a stronger economy for Hera by quite a lot. So TaToH might have gotten better KD ratio, but Hera was trading for... He was getting better value out of the trades, right? He was trading Plume Archers against Cavalry Archers, Onagers, Mangonels, rather. We had a Mango Day as well going down, so... There we go. Let's just go back. Apparently I have a lot to catch up to. Just got here. Oh yeah, boy. You are in here at the end of 9.5 hours of stream. Let's go back and take a look at the interview.